Okay.
We're going live.
Oh,
Woohoo!
I get excited when I see that little red live button going, "You are now live." Yay!
Let's see if we can see each other.
So we're just
Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome to our craft along, our first one of two. We have so much fun and inspiration to share with you over the next hour.
welcome.
We are going to kick things off very soon, but we'll just give people a few moments to get in because we know some people don't come straight on the dot. But while we're kicking off, we'd love to know where you're joining us from. So put your where you're coming from in the chat on the Facebook thread. That would be amazing. And then we can see who is joining us and from where. Now, you'll also notice I'm with the lovely Claire, but I'm Emma Parkin Wilson and I am one of the demonstrator development managers, and we're both based in South Pacific. And Claire?
So I'm Claire Langsford. I am based in Sydney, Australia. As Emma mentioned, I'm one of the other demonstrator development managers for the South Pacific. I have been with Stampin' Up! For 17 years. I celebrated 17th year a couple of days ago, so very exciting.
Awesome. Yes, it is. It is. I know I'm coming up 19 years. I can't believe how quickly it has gone. Awesome. So, I think we should get going. We are on time.
But
How's
we've got a full hour of content that of crafting and connecting and
Yes.
gathering and hearing from everyone. So it's just like, yay.
That's going to be so awesome. So, what is tonight about? Well, our gathering is all about reconnecting with fellow crafters, and we want to spark some fresh ideas and inspiration and providing you with maybe some class or event ideas you can take and run with. We're so excited because we're going to be crafting together, which is going to be our mystery stamping. Now, a few of you are going, now, what is this mystery stamping? Well, mystery stamping is about grabbing what you have on hand, which we say grab your stash, and making many fun projects with it. So it's not always about saying you must have this and you must have that, but grabbing all your bits and pieces that you love and then crafting along with us and making some goodies. The best thing is that the concept you'll see Claire making some stuff and myself, and then you're going to see a whole lot of us making and sharing stuff. And even though we give you the same templates, we'll get so many great ideas. So really exciting.
I think that's one of the things that I love most about these types of activities is seeing the same principles, the same concepts, but used with so many different products that is just so inspiring about the different ways in which that people combine products, even when you're using the same suite, because you may have chosen a different piece of designer series paper or a different die, then the results come out a little differently as well. It's really exciting.
It is exciting. It is so exciting. So, what we want to encourage is lots of chat to happen. We'd love you to be involved and share thoughts and feelings as we go. Now, we're going to be giving away some Stampin' Rewards. They are Stampin' Up, but they're Stampin' Rewards prizes, and we're going to randomly select some names from the many people that are sharing at our two craft alongs, the one tonight and the one tomorrow. So, please engage on the thread, and the winners will be notified after the two events. We'll let you know directly. Now, we're also going to be sharing the resources and the recordings of the craft along, so you'll be able to check back in and re-watch if you wish. This will be on a new post in the Facebook demo planning place, and it's going to also be in next week's weekly update. So we encourage you to share what you learned tonight with your friends and your team members, whoever couldn't make it, because we're going to have some fun, but also some learning, which is going to be really awesome. Now, one thing that we wanted to highlight is the ideas that we got to share with you tonight is actually from our new mini from our January to April 2026. So this is our inspiration, eh, Claire? You've got yours? This is our inspiration tonight. So if you've got one close, grab it. You won't need it, but we will be referring to it. So you may want to grab it so it's close as we chitter chatter and go through everything. So, we've got some great stuff to go over in the next hour. I hope you've got everything ready to go. Um, so, we are going to kick off. So, grab your supplies if they're not with you already, and let's dive into the first mystery stamping session. First of all, we're going to have the awesome Claire Langsford craft with us. She's going to craft the first project. and where then I'll follow with some projects as well. So very exciting. Claire,
Okay.
over to you.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to change over my camera and make sure. All right, you should be seeing the mini catalog here. So the box that we're making today was inspired by a box that we saw in the mini catalog on page 45. It is this one here. So we're going to make a box similar to this one with some designer series paper on top and a base color underneath. Now, we're not making this exact box. It just was the inspiration for this box, for the box that we're making. So that's from our
I
mini.
love that paper, Claire. I love that paper. I
It
bet
is
you love
gorgeous.
it with your little girl. You'll have
Oh
to make.
my heavens. Actually, you know what? When I saw this, it wasn't my daughter that I thought of. It was my mother.
Oh,
She adores toadstools.
oh, it's perfect.
I like the first thing I did when I saw this catalog, I'm like, oh my goodness, she's gonna love that sweet. I showed her immediately. I'm like, you're gonna love this. Okay,
Awesome.
so for making our box, we need some simple supplies. Now if you haven't already printed off one of these, please do. Or you can use some scrap paper. It doesn't really, this just provides a really great resource that you can refer back to after you've already made it. So once you've already got one of these, we're going to go through filling it out together so that you can see it in action. And then it becomes a resource that you can refer back to time and time again. So in terms of what we need, grab your box guide. We need to have a piece of designer series paper. We'll start with a full sheet of 12 by 12. Whichever pattern you want. I've chosen from the Florals in Bloom. I love this suite. I use it a lot. And this is such a beautiful, vibrant pattern. So I'm excited for this one. And then a coordinating sheet of cardstock. So that's in terms of the consumable products, that's all we need. Now, the other tools and supplies, we need to have our trimmer, both the cutting and the scoring blades on it. Or if you have your Simply Scored, you can score using your Simply Scored as well. We also need to have some sort of adhesive. With boxes, I like using tear and tape. The multi-purpose liquid glue also works really well, but you have to wait for it to dry. I'm a bit too impatient for that, so the tear and tape works really well. A bone folder and a pair of scissors, whatever that might be. That's it. So in terms of supplies, really simple. Okay, so make sure you've got all of your supplies, and we're going to go through cutting and filling out that table together. All right, so the first thing that we want to do is figure out what is the end box going to be. So let's grab our box side here. The first thing that I want is, what is the finished box going to look like? What is the length, the width, and the height? So if we look at an actual box, and this is an example of a finished one, what is the length of the box, the width of the box, and the height of the box? So when I'm making a box, the first thing I want to know is, what am I going to put into this box? So for me, I'm going to be putting in some cards, perhaps some cards that we are making this evening. Hint, hint. So the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that the box is going to fit my envelopes. I'm going to fill this out using the metric measurements first. So let's put this here. That this is metric. I'm going to show you the whole process of making the box in metric, and then we're going to fill this out again in the imperial measurements so that you can see, you get to see this being filled out twice in action, but I'll only show you the making of the box once. In this session, we'll be using the metric measurements. So as I mentioned, I want to know, what's the first step? Well, I want it to fit my envelopes, because if it fits my envelopes, it will definitely fit my cards. So if we start with our length, and I want it to fit my envelope, so I'm going to make it 17 centimeters. So I'm using my trimmer just to make sure that my envelopes fit nicely. So I'm going to put 17 centimeters there. Then the width. So how wide do I want it? I'm going to give myself a little bit of space, and I'm going to make this at Let's see. I think, what did I have? 12.5 centimeters, I think. That will make it nice. Give me a nice amount of space.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So we've got our length, we've got our width, and the next one is our height. So how tall do we want it? Now the height is completely dependent on how many cards are you going to put into it or what you're filling it with. I'm going to make it 4 centimeters. Okay. Let me see. I'm getting some things there that might be a little bit too fat. But so we've got our box is 17 centimeters, 12.5 by 4 centimeters.
Oh, do
Length,
you mean the
width,
words
and
are
height.
too fat? I'm like, what's
I
too
think the
fat?
words are too fat.
Oh no,
Getting
it's
some
clear.
feedback.
You can see it. You can see it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. So now that I know what my finished box is going to look like, let's get into cutting. All right. So we're going to start by figuring out what size do I need to cut and score my 12 by 12 designer series paper to create my box. So I'm going to start by going from the length. So I take my finished length from here. So that's 17. Let's see, is that better?
Yep.
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 Is that better or should I go back to the other one?
I think the thicker one's clear. You can see it better.
Okay. So that's a 17. Then take my finished height. So that's 4.
Yep.
And then height again, 4. And then we just add it up. So we have 17 plus 4 plus 4. So that's 825. So I know that I'm going to cut this piece of designer series paper at 25 centimeters across. I'm not going to cut yet. We're going to do the measurements first.
Yep.
Then for the width, I take my finished width from the top. So that's 12.5. I take my finished height. So that's 4. And the finished height again. So that gives me 20.5 centimeters. And the reason for that is because you have your length plus one height and another height, and then width, one height, the other height. So that's what's creating our finished shape. So this designer series paper is going to be cut at 25 centimeters by 20.5 centimeters. All right, so let's do that. So let's get our trimmer out and we're going to go to 25 centimeters. And if you have a directional paper, you may want to think about, well, which way the pattern do you want it to go facing up? So like, which way do you want it? So the length here, I'm going to have the pattern facing in this direction. So I'm cutting it facing this direction for the length. So
Yep.
25 centimeters. Now, remember, keep these. We'll be using them later.
Keep what?
Okay. And then 20, and then we're going to 20.
Oh, the little bits.
The extra pieces of designer series
Oh,
paper.
yes. When you said keep these, I'm like, what are we keeping?
Ah, okay. So 20.5, and we cut that. Particularly this piece, you get a lot of extra designer series paper in there. You can do some really fun stuff with that. So, and there is our piece of that's what's going to create the top of our box. Now we need to score it. Now we know what length to score it because it is the height. So we're going to score at 4 centimeters across the entire thing. So score at 4 centimeters, and this is using the scoring blade. And with designer series paper, you don't have to put as much pressure on with designer series paper as you do for your cardstock because it is thinner. So you don't need as much pressure because if you put the same amount of pressure, you may tear the cardstock, tear the designer series paper. So 4 centimeters again. And then we turn it, rotate it again, 90 degrees, 4 centimeters. And then again at 4 centimeters. So now we have our paper and that's been scored evenly around the whole wad. Now, if you want to know what this is going to end up looking like, I have a template here as well. So you can see there's the scores. Now you may be wondering, it's like, wait, there's no little notches there. What have you done? Well, that's where our little scissors come in. Now, so you want to make sure you have your scissors here. Cutting these little notches out of it, and I'll show you how we do that in just a moment. It just means that when you go into folding the box, it allows you to get a more even tip, corner, edge. It means that you're not having to butt up against one another. If you were to fold it straight, you end up with it clumping a little bit down the bottom here. By trimming out a little bit from the flap, it just allows you a little bit more space to create that nice even edge. So let's do that. I'll show you what I mean when I do this. Okay, so we're using the long along the length of it. Cut along the score to the vertical score. So we cut this horizontal score only to that 4 centimeter mark or that vertical score. So we use our snips or your scissors, and we cut to that first score line. And then just a little bit over and trim it down. Like it's this tiny little slither, piece of pie, whatever that might be. And we're going to do that for all 4 of these little flaps. And you cut into, what was that, Em?
They love your hat.
'Tis the season. Oh my goodness. December is like my favorite month. I adore Christmas. I love, I love the fact that it's so, getting together with family, seeing family, giving of your time and and presents and things that people love. It brings me a lot of joy. And Christmas cards.
Of
I love Christmas
course.
cards.
And boxes with lots of gifts in them.
Absolutely. This is actually one of the things that I often give my mother-in-law is a box of cards. So I've rotated it now. I'm doing the bottom section here. We're doing the same thing. We're cutting to the scoring line and then a little slither over to the side. And then we do the same thing again over here. And then that's all 4. Okay, so that's our lid template. Now I'm not going to get into the sticking yet. We're going to make the bottom of it first. So we now have our top piece all cut out and ready to go, ready to be stuck down. So let's go through this whole measurement again for the base. All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
I said, are you guys ready? Yes!
Then the crowd roars.
Crowd goes wild.
Oh, yeah, crowd
Okay,
goes
so
wild. Yeah.
now we're going to be using the coordinating cardstock, or if you wanted to use designer series paper, you can. The beautiful thing is that you do what works for you. I'm using cardstock because I like the base to have a little bit more strength to it. So the cardstock, it being thicker, it just has a nicer
Yeah.
finish to it. And I chose a coordinating color. It's got nothing to do with the fact that I love cloud cover. Honestly, cloud cover and Secret Sea, those 2 colors in the in color range is just, oh my heavens. Okay, back to the box. I've got limited time. Emma keeps reminding me.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And
make sure I
people
get
say,
through
ready
this.
for the next step. We're ready.
Okay. So finished length, we take the finished length from the top. That is 17 centimeters. Our finished height, again, 4 centimeters and 4 centimeters. Now, because this is the bottom of the box, we want it to be a little bit smaller. And for those that like to eyeball that, go right ahead and take the 25 centimeters and just trim a little bit off on both of those. For those that like to have it all worked out mathematically, we have this additional step in here, which is minus 2 millimeters there. So instead of 25, it's going to be 24.8 centimeters.
To be exact.
To be exact. So it very much is dependent on how you like to create. If you're like It's a little bit smaller. That's all I need. If you prefer to be precise, we've got you covered there as well. It's good to be aware of that this step exists. We do the same thing here. We take our finished width. That's 12.5. Our finished height, 4. Our height again, 4. And then we take the 2 millimeters off it. So that's 20.5. It becomes 20.3 centimeters. Okay, so now that we know what that's going to be, let's cut it. This doesn't matter as much in terms of direction because it's the cardstock, so same. 24.8. Although, the length of the cardstock is going to be a factor. And then we also want 20.3. So we measure that. And again, we score. Now we score the length of the height. So it's 4 centimeters on each side. So we go across and go 4 centimeters. And for the cardstock, you can use a little bit more pressure. So we have all 4 done. And then once we've got all of our score lines, we come in with our snips. And we do exactly the same thing where we cut a tiny little slither of pie out.
That's good, that extra little tip, because it does make that little bit different being
It
able to,
does.
yeah.
Yeah. It makes it a little bit easier to construct
Yeah.
and gives it a slightly nicer finish to it. You get a little bit more
Just fits really
flexibility.
nicely, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we get our little slithers, and then that is our filled in sheet. We have our piece of designer series paper and our base. So now we can move our trimmer to the side, and this is where our bone folder.
Can I ask you one thing, Claire? Can you just put your measurements up straight, and I might get anyone who wants to just take a photo or just make sure they've got all those down, because we had a few people come late. So,
Yeah.
so that's our metric. So if
We're
you want
going
to
to
take
fill
a,
this out again with the imperial as well.
yeah,
Okay.
awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so we are going to get into our scoring. So we're going to fold our paper and score it, give it a nice score, and do that for all 4 sides. I like using a bone folder because it just gives me a crisper edge. Okay.
Love that paper.
No, it's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and then we do the same thing with our base.
People are saying they love Secret Sea. Yeah, that's my favorite, and I'm making my projects next with Secret Sea.
Excellent. Hey, I would love to know, guys, what are you using designer series paper? If so, which pack of designer series paper are you using to create tonight? Let us know in the chat, because what I'm hoping and expecting is that there is a lot of variety. Okay, so we've now got our 2, they've all been scored. Now it's our tear and tape, and take small piece, and what we're going to do is put it on. So if we're looking at this, we've got our length, width, it's just on the edge of each of those 4 flaps. So that's where I'm putting it. That way then when I fold it down on our edges, it's stuck here and here.
Awesome.
So, and tear and tape being very, very quick and easy to tear and tape. It's a very aptly named product. I think sometimes, some of our products, um, I think about like, tear and tape and take your pick, and it's just like they're very aptly named.
Benefit, Claire, so we know what to do with it.
Nothing
Oh,
wrong.
there's lots of variety. There's lovely and beautiful, lovely blossoms, modern Christmas, nature walk, a little latte. And there's so many. And this is why we love these craft alongs and mystery stamping because you get such a variety.
Absolutely. Okay. I have a few minutes left. We've got a little bit left to do. It's not going to be much. I'm going to make it in time, Em.
Good, good.
Oh, the metrics, the imperial measurements. We'll go through it
Yeah,
quickly.
no, it's okay. We can do it. We'll do it.
Okay. Then we take our tear and tape off.
Jane Page is saying she's going to print a few of these off for future box making. Absolutely.
Yep.
And we're going to have these PDFs available in the weekly updates and the post afterwards. So the
Mhm.
whole reason we've done these templates is so that you can reuse them. You can use them yourself or in classes or future events. It's just a nice way of sharing with others and making the process easier.
Yeah, because they're just such a great reference source. That way, then you don't have to do the math ever again. Once you've got a template, once you've got your box guide filled out, um, you know, make a note of what you use it for, and then you can start, yeah, just easy reference guide. So because we've now got these little notches, when we go to fold it, we've got a little bit more wiggle room to align it. So I've taken off my tear and tape, and it gives that beautiful edge there.
Yeah, it does.
And
It
I'm
does.
using the flap on the inside.
Yeah.
A little bit of pressure. Really easy. Once you know, like you've got your template sorted, these, I have made a lot of boxes, I have to say, over the last couple of days. And I'm like, oh, I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do this.
Hope you did some in Christmas paper.
I did.
Oh, good, good.
Well, I think as I started talking about, like one thing I do with my mother-in-law is I give her a box of cards that she can use throughout the year because she's quite creative and crafty, but she's a quilter, not really a card maker, but she loves giving handmade cards. So I give her a collection of handmade cards for Christmas so that she can give them out to her friends and family throughout the year. And occasionally I might get a card come back to me.
Do you
Okay.
know, yeah, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a whole lot flat and then when I need them, grab them. Do you know what I mean? Like
Oh,
because I always need things like this and I never have
okay.
them in it. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
I love that. Okay, last one. See how easy it was to come together. And then we pop that down and that nestles in. There it is there. And just to prove that it will fit exactly, there's our
Beautiful.
envelope. Fits
Love, love, love.
beautifully. Okay, so that's the box. Now then you can decorate that box in a variety of different ways, but I want to make sure we get through the measurements one more time, and then I'll show you some additional things that you might be able to do with it very, very, very quickly. All right, so we have our metric. Let's show you the same process with imperial. Okay, so again, I'm going to grab my trimmer because I'm going to be putting cards into it. So I'm taking an envelope to get my measurements. So I'm starting with my length and using the imperial measurements. I want to give myself lots of room for this one. I'm actually going to go 6.5 inches. So length, 6.5 inches. Width, again, I want some nice space. I am going to go with, I think, 5 inches on this one. Nice space. And then height, about the same. I'll go for about like 1.5 inches. So it'll be approximately the same depth as this one. So then we fill it out again. So we start off with our finished length. That's 6.5. Finished height, 1.5, and height again, 1.5. So that is 6, 7, 8, 9, 9.5 inches. And then we do the same for the width. So we start with 5 inches, finished height, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 inches.
I think that's right.
Yep. And then for our bottom, we're going to do the same thing. We start off with our finished length and our finished height. So we pull it from there again. And remember, if you're someone who likes to eyeball it, you do that. Don't worry about the math if you don't want to. So we've got 9.5. I'm not as great with imperial measurements. We're taking 1/16 off. So it's just like a couple of yeah, it's about 2 millimeters. I'm not great with how to do the fractions. 9.5. Oh my heavens. This
You know
kind
what
of
though? The people that do imperial, they know, right? They live and breathe it like we live and breathe
Yeah.
metric.
Let me see. I think I did work this out just before as well, so that we can I could write this down at least. Oh dear. Okay.
Shannon, you're a imperial girl. What would you put down there? Put it in the chat.
Sorry, what would it put a 9 down there? Oh,
Is
minus 1/16.
yeah,
Oh,
minus
it's
1/16.
gonna be 9 and 15/16.
I mean, that's
It starts at
ridiculous.
9.5. So it'd
Oh,
be
sorry, it would
1,
be
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so yeah, so
right. It's 9
1,
and
2,
7
3, 4,
sixteenths.
5, 6, 7.
Wow.
Basically, one line less than 9.5.
And then
Awesome.
1.5.
Oh, Colleen put
And that's 8.
9.
So that
7.
is 7 and 15/16.
See, Anne and Colleen gave us the answer too.
Oh,
And so did
good.
Michelle. See, everyone knows when those that do imperial, they just live and breathe it, right? So
Yep. So that is what the a box of a similar size that would fit the standard letter-based cards would fit into that. So let me show you what your end templates are going to look like. So your card, your designer series paper top is going to look like that, and then your base is like that. Now, quickly, I wanted to show you this. I used I think it was the Stylish Shapes, the circle from that, and I ran that through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with these folded over. So it actually creates little notches. So when you fold it over and you're pulling it out, it's because the box is the same height as the lid is the same height as the base. So those little notches make it a little bit easier to open.
love that.
So, and then the circle, you got an extra piece of designer series paper that you might be able to use for a future project. Who knows? You may see that a little bit later. But also, if you wanted to create, and this works for boxes of any size. So this is using note cards and envelopes. Again, I use the envelope as a base for what the measurements were going to be. And if you wanted your lid, like in the project that's in the mini catalog, the lid is slightly smaller than the base. So if you wanted to do this, you take your finished box size, which is what the finished box, the length, the width, and the height. That's the height of the whole box. But then when you do the lid, instead of saying 1.5 inches, or instead of saying 3 centimeters, you shorten this so that you end up with, say, like 1 centimeter less. So this one is 3 centimeters, or 1 inch instead of 1.5. And then that allows you just to create, because you score it based on this information, what is here. You score at 1.5 or 1 inch in. So your length and width never change. Only how much of the lid you're using. It's really it's very, very neat. So again, these templates, you can fill them out to create a box like this. And yeah, okay.
That's awesome. Awesome.
And then you can also decorate them with ribbons, however
And
you would
lots of
like.
cards inside, lots of handmade cards.
Okay, okay. All right. So that is it from me. I am going to turn the time back over to Emma.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, that was awesome. If you've got any questions at all, we've got the chat. Shannon's in there, and of course, Claire now is available to answer anything. But I think that was really well explained and such a fun thing to learn and teach others and have that template as well. Okay, right. Well, this is my turn now. We're going to use the rest of our supplies that we asked you to bring. So I'm going to move over to my other camera. Well, I'm not moving actually, I'm staying right here, but I'm going to just turn my other camera on. One moment, please. Technology, don't you love it? There we go. Can you see that nice and clear? If you can spot me clear. Oh, yep, that's great. Awesome. So I'm going to tell you in a minute what I've got. But before we do, I just really wanted to focus us on our new mini catalogue. Tonight, we are so inspired by lots of what we're seeing in here. But what we're going to do actually is showcase the page 41, if you have already got it. Page 41, the mini, if you've got it there, come open it with me. And let's make sure there's no glare there. On page 41, we'll be making these two cards here. Well, similar. We're going to use this concept of spritzing and also die cutting and using both pieces to create two cards. So not having much waste there and using the piece of card that cuts out as well as the die. So we're going to make that today. So get all your spritzing ready and we're going to talk through what you'll need. Now, what I'm going to be showcasing is our beautiful Nature's Walk Sweet collection, and it's on page 38 and 39. So I'll show you what I'm about to use, but I'm just loving the colors. Even though you can make it in so many ways feminine, I've sort of tried to also make quite a few masculine with this beautiful paper and imagery and even the hardware embellishments. I'm calling it hardware, but it's called faux bronze. So those are the pages that have inspired me today. So let's have a look at what I've got. And while I'm showcasing this, if you can get yours ready as well. So what I've got here for us is we have got the Nature Symphony stamp set and dies. I'm also going to be using the stylish dies for my sentiment, which I love or you can use a punch or whatever you love to use for your sentiments, but I love the circles, so I'm going to use that today. I've also got the beautiful, what is this called again? It's called the bordered open weave ribbon, and of course our favorite color. I think everyone on this live today is loving Secret Sea, so that's the ribbon that we're using. I'm using Secret Sea cardstock, the other piece. I'm using, as my neutral, I'm using our basic white, and as I said, we're using the hardware, which is awesome. Look at that, it's so cool. I love that. And we have got the designer series paper. Now, you would have used some of this already on your box. I'm sure you've got plenty of it with you right now, but there is enough to use with our ones we're going to do today. And of course, the star of the show is our spritzing. So I've got two spritzers. The re-inkers I've got tonight is Old Olive and Pecan Pie. And I have picked these because they do go so beautifully with the Nature's Walk. But I'm sure we're going to see lots of different variety. And of course, we've got our rubbing alcohol. I've got a little one, but I've seen some people with like 10 liters of it or something. So I'm not sure how much spritzing you guys do, but this is plenty. So let us know how big your bottle of alcohol is.
Mine is 345 mils and it's got a green.
Oh, really? This is all I
on
could
it.
get, and it was a 50 ml. I mean, anyway, but it's enough. It's enough.
It's
So
enough.
let's get started. Let's get
Woo-woo!
started. And of course, I have got my adhesive of choice, which is always Dimensionals. I'm sure Claire agrees with clear eats these things.
100%.
And I've got my seal. That's what I'm using, but you can use whatever adhesive you wish to use. Okay, one moment while I collect my bits and pieces. Righty. Oh. Now we are going to first start with spritzing. So we want to get this done and sorry, I'll get this sorted so that we can actually not mess everything up. And I know a few people were worried, but if you can keep seeing this as inspiration, the 2 cards we're going to make, the spritzing, then you can keep that top of mind as we go through what we're going to do together. So first of all, with your neutral card, we need our trimmer. Grab your trimmer. We're going to cut our piece of neutral that we're going to spritz on. Now, like I said, I am using white, basic white. Tell us what colors you're using. And we are firstly I'm going to cut it down so it fits on my card front because I don't want it the same size as my cards. So we're doing standard card sizes. I'm obviously working with A4. I know a lot of you do make lots of cards, funny enough. So I know
Really? Really?
So I know when I say standard card, you go for it. You do whatever standard card you have. But for my 2 pieces, you want them smaller. I'm going to go by about sort of 1 centimeter smaller than my card front. Okay, so I'm going to go 13 and a half just to be so I know it's. Oops! Oh gosh, Emma, I'm killing my trimmer. What am I doing? That has never happened before. It always happens, when you don't want it to. Here we go. Let's be a bit more gentler with that. Thank you very much. 13 and a half. Okay. And then we're going to keep that because we need keep this little scrap because you'll need that for your sentiment if you haven't done it already. And then we're going to go.
I love that, Em. It's just like, keep this. We're going to use this. We're going to use this bit. We don't like waste. We like to use all the little bits and
I
pieces.
don't like waste. Okay, so there's my first bit. Slightly smaller than the front of your card. So, like I said, I've gone 13 and a half by 9 and a half. Okay, so I've got my 2 bits. Here we go. How are we going? Has everyone got their 2 bits? Definitely don't drink. Don't believe that's named the same thing as vodka. Yeah. Okay.
We're using rubbing alcohol, not
That's
vodka.
funny. That's funny. No, I'm definitely not doing that tonight. Okay, rightio. So we've got our 2 bits. Have we got our bits? Are we coming along with me? While we're cutting, just make sure, like I said, I've cut a piece of neutral as well, just so I can put my sentiment. You'd have to, that's quite a big bit, right? So that should be enough for those of you that are using different things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and if you've got different things to use, that's what Craft Along is all about. It's about grabbing what you've got and having some fun with it. And we want to see all these samples. So Monique, if you don't have alcohol and you've got watercolor paper, let's go. Let's do it. Okay, rightio. So now we are only going to need 1 of these, but I want us to do a tester first because spritzing, if you haven't done it for a while or you haven't done it before, you've got to get your fingers in the right place and make sure you're squirting the right thing. So I have actually, I'm going to show you how I fill mine up, but I've already got a few here that I have been using. But so there's my old olive, and I'm going to fill up my pecan pie now. Now, as you can see, if you've got an old, or it doesn't have to be old, it could be one of your kit boxes that you don't need. I'm using this as my squirting box. So, does that sound right? That doesn't sound right. Squirting? Dripping? I don't know.
It's your spritzing box.
My spritz, that sounds better. I knew it doesn't sound quite right. So I'm getting my rubbing alcohol, oopsie, and I'm going to put depending on what color you want is how much drops you're going to put in. So as you can see, I'm not going to fill it up. I don't need huge amounts. We're just doing a couple of cards tonight. So I've just put that much in. Then I have got my re-inker, and you literally, I don't want it too dark. It's pecan pie, so if you went crazy, it would be quite dark, but I like it to be a little bit lighter. So I'm putting 2 drops, well, let's say 3 drops in there. Let's go for gold, eh? Let's do it. Slip this back in. Okay, how are we going? Are
Looks like
we
we're going well. People are
going
dropping
well?
comments about what they use for their spritzing boxes.
Oh,
Some people
yes,
use some of
good.
the, some
Well, I
people,
use, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
use
I don't,
old brown paper. They use scrap paper. They'll have like other boxes. There's a few other mentions in there.
okay, I am going, these are my colors, ready to roll. Are you guys all ready? Are we on? Getting a lot of orange faces. What do grumpy orange faces mean? I think people are accidentally pushing them at me. I don't know. Hopefully, hope I'm not upsetting anyone. Okay, radio. So let's get ready. Hope you have got all your surroundings ready to roll. So what I always do and what we suggest is that if I would go lighter and then darker. So especially with this, I'll tell you why, because I don't want it too dark. Does that make sense? I don't want it too dark. So if I do my light background, I know where I'll put the darker bits, right? That's what I want to do anyway. But it's a really fun thing to really test and give a go. So let's go. Let's do our tester one first. And so if you're up close, you're going to get big blotches, etc. But if you're quite far away, it's going to be more faint and not so blotchy. And as you can see, that's creating a really nice background, and it's not too much, but can you see that clear okay? Yeah, you can see that,
Yeah,
right?
it's coming
Yeah.
out. I can see it. I think
Yep.
it looks really nice.
Right, I'll do one at a time. And now this is the old olive. And see, as you can see, there's a little bit of a blob there that I don't like. So I'm going to go over there and then you won't see it. Oh no, I've got another blob. Look at that. And that's why we always do 2, because it's always good to, it's always good. And they also dry very different. But see that effect you're getting? I'd love to know what color combo people are doing. So look, that's come out really well. So we're going to put that aside and let that dry. Now, if you wanted to, you could go back and put some more pecan or whatever color you wanted to. So I've
Well,
got my,
every time you do this, it's going to be a little different. You know, this like spritzing is a like every single project you make is going to be completely unique.
yeah, yeah. There's quite a few questions in there. I don't know if you want to check them out for me. Okay, so back to my pecan pie. I still would love to know what color people. Oh, I just gave myself a tan. I just sprayed my hand. Okay, guys, when you're using it, make sure you point it at the card and not your hand. I just did it again, so make sure. Hey, I need a tan to be fair. Look at that cheap bronzer. Okay.
Well, that's why it's sometimes laying it flat. One of the comments is just saying that you lie it flat in the box so that
Well,
you're
I
less likely
would,
to
but I
spritz your.
wasn't sure if you'd see it, so that's why. I'm trying to be inclusive. I can do that if you want. That's what I normally do, but I was just making sure you guys saw it. That's funny. There you
One
go.
of the one of the questions that has come up is just that why mix the alcohol and the ink refills? And a big part of that is just because it dries quicker and isn't it, Emma? Is there another reason?
Yes. No, that's it. Yep, it dries because otherwise you've got to get the old heat tool out and it takes a while. And especially when you're doing classes or even, you've got a few projects to make in your events, then it's good to be able to use the alcohol, the rubbing alcohol to help those dry quickly. Because I mean, by the time in 5 minutes we're going to be using these. Um, no, and I haven't been drinking alcohol. Maybe I should have. But hey, look, I've got quite a nice bronzed arm now, though. Pecan pie, many selling points, people, many selling points. Okay, are we good? Have we done our spritzing? Let me know because I need to move on now. Radio. Next up is we're going to, while they're drying, put those aside. Hopefully we haven't colored anybody's walls or anything tonight. We're going to get our cardstock now. While I disappear down to the floor. I'm using my favorite color, and everybody else is by the sounds of it. We're using Lovely Secret Sea. Love, love, love. And we're going to make this into 2 card bases now. Once again, think about what you've brought tonight, what way you want your cards to be. I'm going to cut mine 4.85 to 10.5. So I want mine to be landscape. Yeah, I think I'm going to do landscape. But you do however you want, because that's what Craft Along's about. You put your creativity into it. Rightio, let's do 4.814, sorry, 0.85. Yep, here we go. Oh, not rushing here. Oh, you didn't see that. Oh, didn't see that. We'll lick that little bit. Okay, and then we are going to score at 10.5. Remember, people, don't use your cutting blade to score. How many people have done that? Ugh, I've done it way too much, to be fair.
I think we have a few hands up.
Have you, Claire? Have you?
Oh yeah, I've done that before. It's like, oh well, I have another piece of pretty designer series paper, because it always seems to happen on designer series paper for me to use for something else.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't want that. And I'm just going to trim that little bit that I. There we go. You don't even know it's happened now. Okay, so we've got our 2 card bases. Have we all got our card bases? Yay. Okay, radio. Now, what we're going to do now is while we're waiting for everything to dry, we're going to do a little bit of stamping. And one of the cards we don't need to stamp on, but one of the cards we do. Now, I am choosing to use the Nature's, I've forgotten already. Nature's Symphony stamp set, and I love, 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 love this big stamp. So I'm using this one here, and of course I'm going to, because we asked you to bring one ink pad, but you use as many as you want. Oh gosh, I need a bigger desk. Everything's on the floor now. Keep disappearing, sorry. I'm going to use my Secret C ink pad. So let's stamp this up. Now, as we showed you before on the mini, I'm trying to create this kind of look, right? So we've got our card base. I'm going to use a stamp in the background, and then when we use our spritzing and die cut it, we will get this effect. So obviously you've all brought different dyes, different colors, but we're all trying to achieve the same kind of template. So I'm now going to stamp the back here. With my Secret C that everybody loves. Don't look for it, it's on my blog. Okay, rightio. So we're going to stick this down. Now you just got to think about where you're going to put it so your sentiment and your other leaves or whatever else you may be doing fits well on there. So I love that tone on tone. I mean, that's so effective, right? I just love it. It's just a background. It's just really lovely. What is everyone else using?
We've had some colors mentioned yet, but we haven't had any names listed. But I'm sure that they'll be coming in very soon.
Okay,
I'm using the actually
what are you using, Claire?
So I'm using the Party Alphabet dies for
good.
Yeah, so that's what I'm using with my because I wanted a nice big bold image, and I like the letters, so I'll show you what I create at the end.
Awesome. Okay, now we're going to do some die cutting. Is our spritzers dry? Oh my goodness, they are dry. Are yours dry, Claire?
Almost. I did one bit that was a bit it was a bit wet, but that's okay. It will dry
Did you get a bit too close to it or too much alcohol, maybe?
A little bit.
So I've done 2 very different ones here, right? And I know someone said, put it down, it'll be better. But when I was holding it, you see, I didn't get as many drips because it wasn't so far to fall. And I actually kind of like this one. You can see the pecan coming through. It's even a bit pinky. And then you've got the old olive. Which one do you like, Claire? Which one, left or right?
I like both for different reasons. I think that and that's the beautiful thing about it. Like it's not one is bad and one is good. They're both good. It's just they're just different.
Okay. You could say one is not as good if you wanted to. Okay, rightio. So this is the die that I'm using from our Nature's Walk collection. Love, love, love. And I'm going to use it on this piece because this is the piece that's standing out for me. Are you guys grabbing it? Grabbing the right one? So as you as we were saying, we're using this kind of format. You could go this way as well. I'm sure you're going to do it the way works best for your creativity. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this out, and then we will be placing it, or I'll be placing it across here. So if you can now cut what your bigger image, I'm choosing to use the leaves, but we need a bigger image. So then the reverse will be our other card, and we're going to have a little peeky-boo bit here for this one. Okay,
Ooh,
so
exciting.
very exciting. So let's get cutting. You know, I got my mini. Now I did also cut this the right size so that it fits through the mini, but you probably all guessed that already. Maybe not, but I just thought I'd let you know. So you don't want to, because you want both pieces because you're going to use them, so you don't want to crease them in any way. Okay, how's everyone going? Let me know. I know you're probably crafting and can't talk. Okay, here we go. Through.
For the paper that was on the left. So I think that's the one that you're using, the one that was less splotchy.
I'm using, yeah, so there was one that was very spritzy with some,
Yep.
like, yeah, and I'm using the one that's more sort of, yeah. Why, what did someone ask?
No, that seems to be the one that most people like is the one that was on the left, the one you're using.
Ah, yes, you see, we're all, so I've used that. So just pull this carefully.
Yeah.
Let's check it
Um,
all.
there's a comment there about using what you've got, waiting for what you've got in terms of your order. I'm using what I have. So I'm using stuff that I've had that was released with the annual catalog. And I love that you're using stuff that's coming out in the new mini. So it really is looking at, well, what do you have and pulling that out.
Absolutely. And we did that on purpose. We
Yeah.
did that on purpose. So while we're going to just put that aside for one sec, while we've got our die cutting machines next to us, we're going to now cut out a sentiment for our cards. Now, I'm actually going to use what they've done because I love it so much. I love this saying, "You make me smile." Oh, I love that. So I've used it on both my cards because that I just love it because that's for everyone, right? You can use that for everyone. Well, it
It's a
depends if they
beautiful
make you
sentiment.
smile, to be honest. If they make you smile, this card's for them. So we're gonna cut out whatever shape you would like to now for your sentiment. Could be long, it could be round, it could be square, whatever you want. I'm gonna do a round one. What are you doing, Claire?
I'm actually going to hand cut my sentiment out, or well,
Oh, that's
trim
a good
it.
idea. That's a
So
good
I'm just
idea as
I'm using
well.
my scissors to cut finely around my
I'm gonna take
sentiment.
some. Don't put it through the cutting machine with no cardstock, like I was about to do. Focus, focus. Okay, so the other thing though, you could also use punches, and we did say, hey, bring a punch. So you
Mhm.
might have some punches that you might want to use as well. Whatever you have on hand, it will
I
work.
I use circle punches for one of my projects. Like when we were going through this, so I may have a couple of samples, but one of them used a punch for the sentiment. I love the circle punches. They're very, very handy.
Yeah, I was going to use a punch. I thought, no, no, I've got my die cutter out. I might as well use my stylish shapes. Now you need two. You need two shapes for your sentiments, please. So I'm just cutting another circle. Like everyone knows how to use cutting machine. Well, I hope they do. Okay, rightio. So that's that.
If not, it's always good to get it out and have a play.
Absolutely. So we can put that away now, and we'll put that to one side. So what have we done so far? We've got our two sentiment circles. Well, I have you might have a square or hand cut like Claire's done. I've got my bigger image die cut, my base and my leaves. Okay, so next up There is one more thing we need to cut, and then we can start pulling it all together. So get your trimmer out, loves. Get your trimmer. Hopefully I won't break mine this time. Well, you don't break it. You can really never break these, can you? I am going to use my scrap of Designer Series paper, and because the magic of TV, I've already cut it. So this is the Nature's Walk Designer Series paper. Love it, and I just felt it went really well with all the colors I was using. So once again, it has to be small enough to fit behind the image that you are putting on your card. See, look at that. Isn't that effective?
That's lovely.
Beautiful. I love it.
So I told you you'd need that piece of DSP that you cut from your box.
See, we use all our scraps. So that fits just perfect. If you were me, you're not, but if you were me, you'd cut a slither off, which I'm about to do, because it's slightly too big, which will annoy me. So I'm just going to cut a slight bit off. But cut it based on, because you all maybe have a slightly different back. What do you call it? A layer piece. So yeah, so there you go. Okay, so that's done. That was the spare Design Series paper that you had from your box that Claire's just made. See, we're using all our bits. I love that. Not leaving anything behind here, the people. Okay, shall we stick it all together? Well, yes. Yep, you ready, Claire? I was just about to say, you ready to roll? You're good to go. Let's do it. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to grab my card, my Secret Sea base that I had stamped on. Look at that beautiful image. Love it, love it, love it. Hey, the other thing is, free shipping's on at the moment. What do you guys think of that? About that? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's on right now here in the South Pacific. That we're on the 10th, and it runs through till the 12th. So 10th to the 12th of December, free shipping on qualifying orders. The amounts do vary depending on where you're located, so the details are all on the website.
Yeah, so it's such a great time. I mean, the thing is, it will get everyone some product that they're wanting to run within the new year, right? So get it in there with your free shipping, and then it'll be ready to roll for the new year for you. So I want to just have these popping out. So I'm not going to put 3,000 dimensionals on like Claire Lansford would. I'm just
Why not?
Well, yes, you usually use quite a few. So I'm not. You can though. That's fine.
I just don't like things that sink down. I like it all to, be nice and bouncy.
Here, I should be using my pick tool, love. I have got it here, but everyone's seeing me use my fingers. Oh, time is of the essence. Let's just grab it for now. I don't know why. Do you know why? Because I've got sticky stuff on my fingers. How's everyone going? Are they still stamping along?
Believe so.
Right, everyone's gone quiet. Okay, so
Oh, crafting.
I know, that's what I mean. That's great. So I'm gonna.
Gosh, that is a beautiful die.
Isn't it? I love it. Does that work? Yeah, I think that works. So you place whatever your image is wherever you want it, and as you can see, it's sitting there nicely. And then what I will do is put some ribbon and the sentiment on here. But before I do that, I'm going to come back over here, place it over there for a moment, and I'm going to sort out this other piece. Look at that. I'm glad I picked that one. That's the best one, I think. And then what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of adhesive in each corner and then put it to the back of our... So this is why the rubbing...
dimensional it up if you wanted to create a little bit more of a shadow
effect.
No,
I'm going to do that on... I'm going to put the dimensionals on the back of this, actually, Claire. Oh, you've just taken my thunder there. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm dimensionaling my cutout bit on top of my Designer Series paper, so you get to see both ways.
Of course you are. Okay. Oh,
There's a tip for unsticking your sticky fingers. Rub your fingers on the silicone mat.
I don't have it right next to me, but yeah, good. Or hey, even better, rub it in alcohol. That would work, because that's what the rubbing alcohol's for, right? It's for doing those kind of things. Oopsie, be careful you don't do that.
Yeah, see, that's why you want more dimensionals on things.
I know. Shush up. You're right. It's because I was rushing and I just shoved it on. But here, look, that's why our dimensionals are so good, because I go, look, one. I'm going to put it under here, and it works perfectly. Oh, I can't wait to see everyone else's little projects. How's our time going?
We have used our allocation, but we're all having way too much fun.
Oh, have we? Oh
Yeah.
gosh, going over. Okay. Okay, we're not going to look quite that closely at that. Yeah, we won't, everyone's laughing, I'm sure. Okay, so then this little fella's going to go on there and I'm going to dimension it.
I think maybe that's
Oh,
where you put the sentiment M. Because
well,
I think you may have
I
put it the
wasn't,
wrong direction.
I know I did, but I was just like hoping no one would notice, but I noticed that people are noticing. Anyway, we're all friends. We're all
Mhm.
friends. Just don't tell anyone. Okay,
And
rightio.
it's a great spot for an embellishment, right? There's no mistakes in paper crafting. There's reasons to
It
embellish.
is actually completely. Anyway, oh my gosh, maybe I do need a drink. Okay, rightio. Oh my gosh, but let's not look at this. Let's look at the color of the spritzing and the beautiful DSP behind. And how cool is that? Love it.
Beautiful.
Love it, love it, love it. Okay, right. So we're going to put those aside. I just would like to tell you that when you cut things out, you've got to be really careful when you turn them over. It's a tip. See, tip of the day. Tip of the day. Okay, so that's those. And then what we're
I
going to
did
do.
this so you don't have to, that kind of thing.
No, well, I'm teaching people. That's how you teach people. You show them what not to do. I think a lot of people would agree I'm really good at that. No comments, thank you. Okay, rightio. You make me smile. Let's do it. Let's do it. Love this. Please come out
Yeah,
correctly.
that is one of my favorite. I love that sentiment.
Me too. It's going to be on everything. Okay, I'm making everyone smile right now because of my bloopies. Anyway, okay.
That's why we
Oh,
love
look,
you.
guys, you can't say anything about my stamping. My stamping looks good. Okay, rightio. So I've made you smile. So what we're gonna do is then, with the magic, absolute magic of TV, I'm gonna show you some other projects that I made that will look exactly the same, actually. But I've I put my little sentiment on. I've used these awesome bronze embellishments. How cute is that? And see, I love it when they're a bit 3D. You don't have to stick
Mhm.
every single thing down. You got to cut see that. Let's bring that down. So yeah, what do you think of that? I want some lots of love hearts for that. Thank you very much because I think that's very cute. And then my other one I actually made with I did it portrait and landscape. So you can see here that I went a bit deeper with my spritzing and I used our beautiful ribbon and I put on our embellishments. So
Oh, that's lovely.
yeah, so those
Getting
are
lots
those
of
ones.
love hearts, Emma, just like you wanted.
Well, I don't think there's enough. I want some more. And this is my favorite one. So
Oh,
I
wow.
I wanted more white, and so I really stepped back from the box and I made sure I didn't have too much ink in the spritzer. And look at this, it came out beautifully. And I stamped it, used the same leaf concept, of course, and then that sentiment again. So there you go. I think those came out very well, and I can't wait to see your ones. So Claire, let's show us your things, your bits, your
Okay. So these are what I created. So I used the H and the B. And
awesome.
then I told you to see
Love,
that circle come back into it. So
love.
there is so the negative one, and I actually used the designer series paper a little bit wider, so it actually comes around the around the spritzed section, and then the happy birthday. Now the happy birthday is from the right words, this stamp set, because
Love that.
honestly, just sometimes you just need the right words. I love sentiment stamp sets. They're always my go-to.
Yeah.
And then so to use the positive ones, that's the happy birthday, and then the circle from from the box. And then
Those are very cute.
so
Very,
that's
very cute.
I also
Oh, I love that one.
so these are the note card ones. Now these ones actually aren't spritzed. I used some of the Memory and More note cards from the mini. So I am using some of the mini, the January to April mini
Yes.
catalog.
Yep.
These are the Days Like These, Memories and More note cards,
Yep.
and the Poppy stickers.
The what? Oh, the pop-up stickers. I thought you said poppy. I'm like, we don't have any poppy stickers.
Puffy.
Pop-up. Woo, love
And
it.
they're spongy.
I know,
So
they're so
I did the
cute.
same concept, and then but just used you just use the Memories and More because they're already really pretty. You could spritz perhaps the background and stuff, but that's I thought was really lovely. And I used the so this was the box. I made the mini box for these ones.
Now,
They
you
fit.
didn't make all these right now. People are
No,
probably thinking, whoa, you're Superwoman.
no, no,
You
no, no.
had
This one I already made.
Uh,
And that's using that box there. But I used the Nested in Winter designer series paper. So nests of winter, like the bird one, because the colors were beautiful with these ones. So I love that combination. And then I was playing around, of course, with again. I told you I had made a couple of extra ones, with the peaceful. The one this is all on Last Chance now, so I had to use Secret Sea because it's just I love that. So
yeah,
I
that's
already
great.
made these ones.
Yeah, I love that. I love the secrecy.
Mhm.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we're going to put all these samples up. Now we're going to have a post with everything on it. So, Claire, would you like to finish us off or?
Absolutely. Okay. So we had a lot of, I hope that you've enjoyed yourself this evening because I can certainly tell you I've had a lot of fun tonight. I think Emma, you've had a lot of fun tonight. There's
Yes,
certainly
it's been awesome.
some wonderful laughter that has certainly been coming my way. I've had some fun. So um, we before we wrap up tonight, we do have two fun challenges that we would love for everyone to take part in. Firstly, we invite you to host your own craft along. As you can see, you can use new products, you can use products that you have on hand, whatever it might be. Encourage your friends, your customers, your team to come together to have their own mystery crafting or craft along as well. You can use our mystery stamping idea if you would like, make it your own, whatever works. It's just such a wonderful opportunity of gathering people together and having a lot of fun while you do it. And you get to see so many amazing ideas that come from it as well and continue that
So many.
inspiration. Okay, so how you can join in. So we want to make sure that you write this down. Plan your own craft along. It can be online, just like we've done tonight, or in person. If you do decide to do a box craft along, use the resource sheet. These are really awesome to have on hand that you can refer back to time and time again. Use the resource sheet that we've provided, customize it however you like to create boxes that meet your needs. We are going to be checking in over the next few weeks to see how things are going. So we would love to hear how you went in a few weeks' time. We know that it's a busy time of year, so we'll certainly be touching base and just checking in with you. Okay, so that's it. That's the first one. Have your own craft along. Okay. Additionally, we want everyone to share their own creativity from the projects that you have made from our craft along event. So after both of our craft alongs, so we've got this one that we're wrapping up now. There's going to be another one tomorrow. After both of those live videos have concluded, we are going to be starting a brand new thread. This thread will contain all of the information. It will have links to the resource sheets. It will have links to the videos that you can refer back to. This really is the hub. That's the post that we would love for you to share your samples into that description, because then you just get to see so much inspiration and ideas and different things all in one place. It is absolutely incredible. So, make sure you check that out. That will be posted after tomorrow's live video has concluded. So we want to make sure that both videos are done. Then we'll have that one that you can refer to that has all of the information. Honestly, I am so excited to see what everyone creates. Okay, now we are wrapping up. We are at the close, so please remember to keep sharing and engaging to be in the win to win some Stampin' Rewards. We will be selecting some people from this thread and also from our challenge posts and the things that are coming up. We wish you all the best with this share challenge, and we look forward to seeing all of your beautiful creations. Oh, there's something else that we wanted to mention as well. Something else that we're going to highlight for you is a fun idea in the mini catalog. Emma is showing it right now. You may have seen this in the mini catalog. It is a bingo crafting activity. It is on page 5 of the January to April mini catalog. It's a really fun challenge that you can do with your friends or at an event. So look out for perhaps a fun activity that in January, something perhaps with a similar look, similar feel, whatever it might be. We are going to be sharing some more fun stuff so look out for that here in the DPP. So we'll be sharing more in the new year. Oh my gosh, can you believe that? The new year.
I know,
Whoa!
that is scary.
Yeah. But with any of these types of things, we urge you and encourage you to share them with your team, with your friends, with your customers, with people that you're crafting with, whoever it might be. It's such a fun opportunity of gathering and creating some fun stuff. So look out for a resource next month with further support around that bingo. So we're excited to share that next. And
Yes.
remember, a quick reminder, we do have our free shipping happening this month, happening right now, 10th to the 12th of December on qualifying orders. It's a really good time to get yourself set up with any of those consumable products or goodies so that you can get started in the new year with some new activities and new fun stuff. All right. Okay.
Yeah. I think that's it, Claire. I think that's it. It's been so awesome to be with everybody. Thank you for joining us. It's always good to have a laugh and, of course, create together. So, those of you that want to, we've got another one tomorrow. Another range of projects being shown. So, check that out if you can. But you can watch the recording. Bye for now, and we'll see you again soon.
Okay. Bye, everyone.